In this class, we are going to talk about data-driven concept, how we are going to achieve data-driven concept in Cucumber. Let's look at these two scenarios. If you closely look at these two scenarios, the steps of these two scenarios: enter username, click on continue button, system to display error message. In the second scenario, again, enter username, click on continue button, system to display error message. When multiple scenarios have the same set of steps, that is where you can apply data-driven concept. In these two scenarios, the steps of these two scenarios are absolutely fine, are absolutely same. In these two scenarios, the set of steps in these two scenarios are absolutely same. And the only difference between these two scenarios are the data that we are passing, the username and the expected error message. Other than that, the set of steps are absolutely same. Only the data that we are passing is different. When multiple scenarios having the same set of steps and the only difference between them is the data, then you can apply data-driven concept. This is the definition when we can apply data-driven concept. So let's see how we can apply data-driven concept in Cucumber. These two scenarios are absolutely same and the only difference is data, right? So we don't need to have too many scenarios. We don't have to have these two scenarios. Rather, we can have only one scenario. Let's take out this scenario. If you want, you can keep it on a different file. And let's parameterize the data that we are passing to the scenario. So first of all, we need to change it to, from scenario, we need to change it to scenario outline. The data-driven concept in Cucumber can be achieved through scenario outline. And this is the username. Let's keep the data out for now. Let's keep the data out for now. This is the username. This is the error message. Let's parameterize them. Username, error message. So you need to mention examples in the headers. Headers should be same as the parameters that you are mentioning here. The username is the number. You have to keep the data in a tabular format. And the error messages user does not exist. This is one set of data. This is one set of data. Now the second set of data is we are passing special character. And the error message is Yeah. So now what happens in the scenario outline is, the scenario outline contains 3 steps, right? The scenario outline contains 3 steps. In this example, there are 3 steps are there. Okay. And for every set of data, if you see that excluding the headers, we have 2 set of data. We have 2 set of data. For every set of data, the entire scenario will be executed. The entire scenario will be executed. For the next set of data, again the entire scenario will be executed. If the set of data, if there are 4 set of data, then your scenario executed for 4 times. If you have 5 set of data, the scenario executed for 5 times. If you have 10 set of data, the scenario executed for 10 times. But remember, every time the data differs. For the first time, this data will be used. For the second time when the scenario is executing, the second set of data is executed. When the third time the scenario is executed, the third set of data is used. And this value goes to here, and this value goes to here. And make sure the username and the header name, the error messages, and this error message, okay, should be same. Whatever the parameters that you are passing, the header names should match. The parameters and the header names should match. So this is how you can achieve the scenario outline. In Cucumber, if you want to achieve data-driven concept, you can use scenario outline. Data-driven concept is nothing but when there are multiple scenarios which are having the same set of steps, but their data is different, then you can apply data-driven concept. Let's run this code. To run the login feature, you can run the login test runner, run as JUnit test. You can see that it has entered numbers. You can see that it also entered special characters. And the 3 tests are passed. Okay. And if you want to see the report, refresh the project. And the reports are in the target Cucumber index.html. Open with web browser. You can see that. The background in the first scenario, and this is the second scenario. This is the scenario outline. Okay, and you can see that what data we are passing. For this data, we are expecting user does not exist, and for the special characters, we are expecting this error message. Okay, and how that is executed. You can see that username, and here the username entered as special characters. So that's how the scenario outline can be achieved in Cucumber, or the data-driven concept can be achieved in Cucumber. So make sure you need to mention scenario outline, and make sure you should use examples, and the parameter names and header names should be matched, and you have to mention the set of data that you wanted to pass for every time when you run the scenario. That's all about scenario outline.